it was a good, solid win for us today. I felt like first of all, I'd like to give, wish Coach Moorhead, luck for the rest of the season. He does a really good job. He's got experienced coach. He's got those guys moving in the right direction there, and they gave us all we could handle. Those guys played hard. Our goal was to get better this week in practice. We had a lot of things that we needed to clean up, and I felt like we came into the game like a better football team, but we just had to go out on the field and show that and play a better brand of football more consistently. Offense, defense, and special teams like complementing each other for the entire ball game. And so I think our focus was better. Our intensity throughout was better. And there's a lot of good things for us to build upon with our team in all three phases. And also we have some things that we need to clean up. If we expect to be able to go on the road and get anything done. So, but I congratulate the players and the coaching staff and the entire organization for what the preparation that took place throughout the week to get us in a position where we could go out and play better football. Here at home in the woodshed. And so, 2-0, and it's a 24-hour rule for us. We're going to enjoy it. It's not easy to win football games. I mean, you can see the scores across the country. You can't take anything for granted. You got to get the job done. And so, give credit to our guys. They went out there and played hard. God knows we got some things we need to improve upon. We got to clean some things up, but we're very realistic in our locker room. With our guys, we're very realistic. We know it's going to all be about how we show up. Guys have stretch and stride tomorrow, and then Monday, getting the corrections, watching the film, things like that, and then focusing on getting better. We have a process. That will put us in position to get better. If we focus and we don't get seduced by success. So I'm looking forward to grading this film and taking it to the players and because they will respond, and then get ready for Washington. So. A shutout is that's a good deal for our team to be able to get a shutout regardless of who you play. It's not easy to do. So with that, I'll open it up if anyone's got any questions for me.
Mel, you talk about the process. I'm wondering with Peyton, and he talked about being annoyed at himself for sailing throws for a second straight week. I'm just wondering that process with him, what you're seeing out there, and where you see corrections that need to be made for him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to get on the film and really. That's the one throw you talked about. Obviously I saw him sell that. I don't know why he sold that, but outside of that, I just have to get on the film and see what happened, what Jay says, and then what Peyton has to say and things like that, and then we'll continue to work to get better. But he was poised throughout the game and continued to work through the game while he was in there. So we'll just have to see.
Right over here. What did you think of Kendall Brooks' performance, kind of stepping in with X out of the game? How would you assess him, I guess?
Yeah, KB, he's getting better, and we have confidence in him to go in the game and get the job done and make plays, and and be physical, knock the ball off of people and play fast and things like that. So I think as he gains more experience, I think that he's going to continue to get better. And so that's good when guys can go in and execute and make plays. That's what it's all about. And so I'm proud of him being able to go in and get the job done like that.
The second week in a row that Jaden kind of got dinged up a little bit. I guess, is there any update on his status right now?
On Jay Reed?
Jaden Reed.
Nope, nothing.
And I'm wondering also about the run game. You were able to mix and match guys in there a little bit, both on the line and behind them, with Berger and Broussard. What did you see from those two guys in particular today?
From those guys, I see guys, hitting the hole with some velocity and being physical and falling forward on contact. Getting yards after contact and things like that, and fighting for every yard, and so those guys they're running hard and the line's blocking. Our quarterbacks are getting us in and out of the correct plays, so we can run the ball efficiently, and the tight ends are blocking and the receivers are out there, getting the job done, blocking people. So it's a team effort, to be able to run the ball. It starts up front, with the line, and then the backs, they got to hit the hole with some velocity and with some power and some vision, and get what we can get, And so, even when Eli got in there, you can see that he was hitting the hole and he was running hard and trying to get everything that he can get and taking care of the football at the same time. So. That's what we have to be able to do. We have to be able to run the football. Got to be able to run the ball.
Hey, Mel, in the middle here. You guys forced 4 turnovers, scored 28 points off them. I think 7 for 7 in the red zone. It seemed like you guys were really opportunistic and took advantage of your chance today. Is that what you saw, and how would you describe that?
I saw that, yeah, and I'm not sure, but I think last week maybe we didn't like that scoring off of turnovers. I don't think we won that battle last week, and so we did that this week. The job on defense, our job is on defense is to stop them and get the ball back to the offense. So forcing turnovers, then our offense being able to go out and score, and that's complementary football, and we have to be able to do that. And give our offense a short field. You don't want to ask your offense to, drive the ball, 80, 90 yards every series. That's not a winning formula to be able to do that. So when we have to do it, we have to do it. But you want to be able to take the ball away, give them a short field, and score, and go out there and stop them again, get the ball back, and keep chopping on people, try to wear them down, run the ball, have some balance, type of thing. And offense, defense, and special teams are working together to keep points off the board and get points on the board and win that field position battle. Which is important, because that score probability, is a real thing. Your drive start analysis, where you start your drive, that the probability of you scoring goes way up, the closer you are to the goal line, so that's what we're able to do today.
Mel in the back. What did you see from the linebackers today with Darius out?
Yeah, well, we have good players. We have good players at that position. When we talk about, Cal and Brule made some plays. Brule made some plays in there. Ma did a good job when he went in there. It's not like we don't have guys there to make plays. It was a solid, it was a solid performance from those guys from what I could see. I mean, from where I was. I mean, in the first half, there was some things with the quarterback run game that we had to take a look. Have to take a look at some of those things. But I mean, I thought we got production from the linebackers. I mean, you never want to lose players, but I mean, we do have some guys that can make some plays. I'm not sure exactly what their production was, but I mean, I think what they ran the ball for, maybe what they get rushing, maybe 28 yards or something like that. So that's D-line, linebackers, fitting the run properly and things like that. So I really just have to watch the film and see. You'd be surprised at what you see when you watch the film. Sometimes it's not as good as what you think it is. I mean, the numbers don't really show everything all the time. But I thought it was. I mean, obviously we get a shutout and they don't run the ball on you. It's a solid performance. Yeah.
Coach, you've coached in college and in the pros. Is there any special preparation that you have for your team when you travel to the West Coast?
Yes, yeah, and we've talked to some people, some experts on that, and so we'll have a plan for our guys. It's different when you're going east to west as opposed to west to east, and so so we'll have some things that we'll do differently in our process to put ourselves in the best position to be able to perform, to be at our best. Because it's significant, travel, and so we're all over it. We're using experts, to help us, put the protocols in place so that we can help our players best we can.
Mel, with a game like this, do you go in with an established time and score plan of when you want to get Noah in, get some snaps? And when Peyton came back in, were you trying to give him a chance to get his rhythm back the way he did in the bowl game late?
No, I mean, we're coming in the game trying to figure out how we're going to win the game. Like, we're not coming in the game thinking, okay, well, we're going to get these other guys in. I mean, we're coming in trying to win the game. And then we talk before the game, like how we're going to play the players, like who's the next guy in, or if we have a set rotation, we talk about that. And so, but yeah, there's really no anticipation of, hey, we get up, whatever, 35 points or something like that, and we're going to put these guys in. I mean, shoot, on defense, we're just trying to get them stopped. Offense, we're trying to move the ball and things like that. I mean, what was the second part of your question?
When Peyton came back in, were you trying to get his rhythm right? Because he'd had some throws that he wanted back.
No, I mean, he was just ready to go, and we wanted to give him, he wanted to play, and we wanted to give him some more work. And so, we're still trying to achieve, on the field. We're still trying to score points. We're trying to move the ball, have some consistency. We're still working out there. We're trying to get what we can get, and so he was ready to go, so we put him back out there.
Mel, Peyton's been a little frustrated with his play after each of these first two starts. I'm curious how you kind of work through that with him, and do you feel like he's putting any more pressure on himself this season, increased expectation, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't noticed that from him, but you have to ask him, and I will have to ask him that specific question because you can't, I can't read his mind, but I haven't seen that from him in practice. Now I didn't really see it today in terms of that. I mean, we're all trying to work through some things. I mean, to play at a higher level. That's all. And we're a work in progress. but like the expectations, like, people keep asking me about the expectations, things like that, and I just really can't buy into that right now, just because I just know that what the expectations for us have been, going into last season. They're at a, it's a high level of expectations, like, within our organization. And so the outside expectations aren't, they're really not a factor, for us, in my mind, because we have high standards, and we need to, the standard is a standard, and anything less than that standard is unacceptable for me as a coach, or with any of the players, or the coaching staff, or anyone. I mean, we're not performing up to the standard, then it's just unacceptable, and then we have to work to correct it with a sense of urgency. And so, that's what we're going to do. Yep.
Ryan, and then we'll wrap with Steven and Matt.
Hey, Mel, going back to Kendall for 1 second. If you look back through your own career, even dating back to Wisconsin, I mean, every year other than at Miami, Ohio, you were either at the Power 5 or NFL level. So he came here from a D2 school, plus it was a school that didn't even play in 2020. What was your sense of how long it would take him to adjust to the speed and the physicality of going from a D2 school to a very high major Power 5 here?
Yeah, well, he has the skill set. You can see the skill set on his tape, and he has the size. He can run. He's a physical player, and so it's just a matter of training, and preparing, and and learning the scheme, and just how we practicing it, and things like that. And so he was a young player when he got here, so you take that and then maybe, adjusting to the level. But I give a lot of credit to him because, he's a competitor and he wants to be a good player, so he works. He works, and then when he got his opportunity, he was able to step in there and make some plays and be physical and things like that. And, he should continue to get better. It makes our team better because when you got guys like KB that could come in and fill a role like that and have production, and then you start to get other guys back, and now you got more guys that can play, and it's a good example for some of these other guys. They're young guys, or maybe guys that haven't played, but if you keep chopping, you trust the process. We're not gonna recruit you to come here if we don't know, if we're not certain that you can do it. That you had a potential to be able to get the job done. We're not bringing guys here like to do them a favor, So but you have to actually believe in yourself, take the coaching, and compete to get on the field. And he's done that. So I think he's pretty much on track. From a development standpoint. It's that's not an easy jump. But there's a lot of guys like in the NFL. Like they come from like these smaller schools and things like that. I mean, there's players everywhere. They're all over the place. And you just the guys come from small schools, and so sometimes that's not an indication of like if a guy can or can't do it. Just got to look at the individual skill set, the skill set of that guy.
Steven, and we'll wrap with Matt.
No, I know you guys did this you rotated along the offensive line a lot last year, and you had a lot of those veteran guys. When you look at it this year, you're obviously still doing some of that. Is that more about just keeping those guys fresh, or is it about still trying to maybe evaluate who your best five are, where their best spots are at this point, or some mix of both there maybe?
Well, when it's on the line, or even at other positions, like who has earned playing time. Who has shown in practice that they can go in the game and get the job done. And I mean, if you got a starting five, or you got two or three other guys that they could easily be in there playing too, then you rotate them in. So because they deserve to play because of what they've done. in practice, and that's a big part of it. So and that's how you have depth, and then you can keep guys fresh. But we're not saying we're just going to predetermine rotate so many guys and put guys out there who can't do it yet. You know what I mean? But the guys that are in there, they've shown that they can do it. We have confidence in them because they've done it in practice. Because if you look at our line, say for instance, you're looking at the offensive line and you say, okay, like during training camp, when we're going good on good all the time before we're not even doing scout team, like who are those guys going against? Well, you got a guy, going against Winmon and going against Slade and going against Harmon and Petro and, guys like that. And, you can see what they can do. So you would think that if they can do it in practice, then they can go in the game and do it. So we rotate them in. And the more guys that have a role on the team, the better team you're going to have and the better your morale is going to be. And if we say we're going to play the best players, and if you deserve to play, you'll play, then that's what we need to do. We need to put them out there and let them play. You can't have guys that can play and have shown that they can play and have demonstrated that and everybody knows they can play, and you don't put them in the game. You can't do that. That's just not a winning formula. It's not how you have a winning culture. You get what you earn. If you earn it, we want to put you out there. I think that's what you're saying.
Last one, Matt.
Mel, right here. Just seems like it might have gone unnoticed a little bit, but how important was it that Jack Stone was able to get in there, get a field goal, especially after last week? I mean, is that important for a first-year guy like that to get that confidence?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, to go in there and knock one through. We were able to, defense did a good job like right before the half, and we were able to, leave some time for him to get out there and get that opportunity. I mean, in the practice this past week, we put the ball in the same spot where he missed the try on Friday. We put it in the same spot, same distance, everything. And he made it in practice this week. So he can do it, and so obviously we want to score a touchdown. But shoot, we're in a position where we could give him a shot at it. And I mean, that was a good looking ball that he kicked. I mean, that thing has some distance, and it has some. I mean, that thing looked good coming off of his foot. I mean, it was like no doubt. That's good. I mean, young freshman going there like that. I think that's a great observation.
All right, that's it, Coach.
Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys covering our team the way you do. You guys do a great job, and so we'll see you next time. Thank you. Go Green.